What is the difference between being alone and being lonely? This is a question that haunts the modern world. We are terrified of silence. We fill our ears with music, our eyes with screens, and our rooms with people. We think that if no one is with us, we are empty. We believe that a quiet moment is a wasted moment, but there is a secret flavor to being alone that few people ever taste. It is the difference between a starving man in a desert and a king in his private garden. It's the difference between an empty space and an open space. This was the fear that drove a young man named Kian to his friends. Kian was the life of the party. He was a magnet, always surrounded by laughter, music, and conversation. His calendar was a tapestry of social events, and he was never, ever alone. If he had a free hour, he called a friend. If he was home by himself for even a few minutes, he turned on the TV, not to watch, but just to hear voices fill the space. He lived in a fortress of noise, built to keep one single enemy at bay: silence. Because when it was quiet, when the music stopped and the friends went home, he felt a deep, aching void. It was a cold, hollow feeling that terrified him. In his mind, the word alone was just another word for unwanted. He was running. He was running from the quiet, and in doing so, he was running from himself. His journey to understanding began unexpectedly. During a hiking trip with a large group of friends, a thick, sudden mist rolled down from the mountain peaks. It swallowed the path, the trees, and the sound of his friends' voices. One moment he was laughing, the next he was completely, utterly alone. Panic seized him. The silence was deafening, a physical pressure on his ears. He called out, but only the damp air answered. He stumbled blindly through the fog, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. The quiet he had spent his entire life avoiding was now his only companion, and it was terrifying. After what felt like hours, a faint, warm light pierced through the gray haze. He moved towards it, desperate for any sign of life. The light came from a small, simple hut perched on a ledge, a plume of smoke curling gently from its chimney. He pushed open the unlatched door and stepped inside. The contrast was immediate. The cold, chaotic fear of the mountain vanished, replaced by a profound sense of peace. The air was warm and smelled of brewing tea and old wood. In the center of the room, a man sat alone. He was older, with a calm, weathered face and eyes that held a deep, quiet wisdom. He moved with a slow, deliberate grace, preparing tea. This was Master Ren. He was completely by himself. Yet he looked happier and more content than anyone Kian had ever met at a crowded party. There was no television, no radio, just the gentle hiss of the kettle and the soft clink of porcelain. Kian, still shaken, finally found his voice. "How can you live here?" he asked, the words tumbling out. "Alone. It is so quiet. Do you not feel sad? Do you not feel lonely?" Master Ren looked up, his expression gentle and welcoming. He didn't seem surprised to see a stranger in his doorway. He simply gestured for Kian to sit, lonely. He replied, his voice as calm as a still lake. "No, I am in excellent company. I am with myself." He poured a stream of fragrant amber liquid into a small, delicate cup and pushed it across the table toward Kian. "Loneliness, Kian," the master began, "is the poverty of self. It is holding out an empty cup and begging others to fill it for you. You rely on their presence, their laughter, their noise to make you feel full. But when they leave, your cup is empty once more, and you are left thirsting." He paused, letting the words settle in the quiet room. Solitude, he continued, is the richness of self. It is having a cup so full of your own peace, your own thoughts, your own spirit, that you do not need anyone else to pour into it. In fact, your cup is so full, it can overflow and share its warmth with others without ever running dry. Kian stared at the cup in his hands. He had spent his life holding out an empty cup, desperately trying to get it filled by anyone and everyone. Master Ren watched him, then deepened the lesson. You see, he said, you are so busy running from the silence that you have never tasted the tea. When you are lonely, even the finest water tastes bitter, because you are drinking from a place of desperation. You are not tasting the water. You are just trying to quench a frantic thirst. But when you sit in solitude, when you allow the world to become quiet, you can finally taste the tea. You can distinguish the subtle notes of the earth, the sun, the rain that nourished the leaves. The silence is not an enemy. It is a canvas. In the quiet, you can finally hear your own thoughts without the world shouting over them. You can meet your own soul. You are running from the silence, Kian. But the silence is the only place where you can find out who you really are. Something shifted inside Kian. A bolt of lightning, quiet and profound, struck his heart. He sat there in the peaceful hut, the warmth of the teacup spreading through his hands. For the very first time in his life, he didn't try to fill the silence with a question or a comment. He just listened. He listened to the sound of his own breathing. He listened to the gentle crackle of the fire. He took a sip of the tea. It was incredible. He could taste a hint of flowers, a touch of mountain earth, a whisper of sweetness. The void he had feared his whole life, that hollow ache in his chest, he realized now that it wasn't emptiness, it was just space. It was space that was waiting to be filled, not by other people, but by his own presence. As he sat there, just breathing, a strange and wonderful warmth filled him. It was the feeling of coming home. The story does not end on the mountain. Weeks later, Kian is back in the bustling city. His phone buzzes, a flood of messages from his friends. There is a loud gathering, a new club opening, the biggest party of the year. The old Kian would have been the first one there. But the new Kian looked at the invitations and for the first time felt no pull of desperation. He smiled, a genuine, peaceful smile, and typed a simple reply. Not tonight, he wrote. I have a date with myself. He put his phone away, walked over to his window, and sat down. He didn't turn on the TV or put on music. Instead, he lit a single candle and opened a book. The room was quiet. He was alone, but he was not lonely. He took a deep breath, savoring the stillness. He was finally enjoying the rich, wonderful flavor of his own company. The moral of this story is simple, yet profound. Loneliness is the pain of being alone, while solitude is the glory of being alone. We must learn to stop running from the silence and start cultivating a rich relationship with ourselves. For only when we are comfortable in our own company can we truly be at peace with the world. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the heart of what it means to be human.